So, great day everyone. Our topic for today is all about child and adolescent learner according to UNESCO, UNICEF, and WHO. So, in this discussion, we'll learn how these three different organizations define the child and adolescent learner. So, first, let's start with UNESCO.
UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. U- Learners are equal and right holders entitled to quality education, provision, and other services that ensure survival, development, and learning and well-being. This is supported by the international human rights instruments and agreements, including the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Learners are learning from birth or even in the womb throughout life in informal, formal, and non-formal settings, and not from the time they enter kindergarten or primary school. Next slide, please.
According also to UNESCO, adolescence is a distinct stage that marks the transition between childhood and adulthood. The Swiss developmental psychologist Jean Piaget described adolescence as the period during which individuals' cognitive abilities fully mature. According to Piaget, the transition from late childhood to adolescence is marked by the attainment of formal operational thought, the hallmark of which is abstract reasoning. Advances in the field of neuroscience have shown that the frontal cortex changes dramatically during adolescence. It is this part of the brain that controls higher level cognitive processes such as planning, metacognition, and multitasking.
And the last, according to UNESCO, adolescent learners thrive in school environments that acknowledge and support their growing desire for autonomy, peer interaction, and abstract cognitive thinking, as well as the increasing silence of identity-related issues and romantic relationships. And for the second organization, also known as United Nations Children Fund, according to UNICEF, investing in adolescents threatens their ability to advance human rights and build a bright future for themselves, their families, and their countries. UNICEF takes a life course approach to adolescents' development and participation, identifying critical risks and opportunities that have implications for the realization of children's rights from the first decade through the second.
Also, UNICEF works with health providers to support gender-responsive service tailored to adolescents' needs, including for HIV prevention and treatment. We support nutrition to fuel developing bodies and brains. Work for ensure that girls have what they need to manage their menstrual health and hygiene and generate evidence adolescents' mental. Next. Also, UNICEF works with government and other partners to expand and protect access to quality, gender equitable education, and to improve student education and learning. We work alongside adolescents to create solutions that support their transition into adult life and work like traditional and non-formal paths to education and skills development.
So, according to the World Health Organization, or also known as WHO, they define child and adolescents as an adolescent as any person between ages 10 and 19. These ages range falls within whose definition of young people, which refers to individuals between ages 10 and 24. And during adolescence, issues of emotional, if not physical, separation from parents arise. While this sense of separation is a necessary step in the establishment of personal values, the transition to self-efficiency forces an array of adjustment upon many adolescents. Next. Also, during adolescence, the individual experiences an upsurge of sexual feelings following the latent sexuality of childhood. It is during adolescence that the individual learns to control and direct sexual urge. And during puberty, young bodies grow stronger and are infused with hormones that stimulate desires appropriate to ensuring the perpetuation of species.
So, in conclusion, children and adolescents are very vital in the society. Even though they have differences and gaps in between of them, they are still the one who will carry the society to the brighter future with the exact amount of knowledge and developed mindset and personality. Thank you for listening. This is the end of our discussion. I hope you learned something.